What's good, everybody? It's your girl, Aliyah Samara, the editor, and I'm back with another, yes, I know, another video, period. So, I know I look crazy right now, but like I said in the last video, I had to last minute split the questions up into 2 videos because it was just way too many questions. If you guys have any more questions, you can feel free to DM me on Instagram. I'm going to link that in the description below. And there's a lot of stuff to cover, so I'm just going to stop talking and we're going to get right into the video. Next question. How's homecoming? I felt like the experience at homecoming was amazing, but I feel like the artist kind of like let me down a little bit. In the past, Howard has done a whole lot better with like their selection of artists, so that was kind of disappointing, especially because I thought that Thug was coming. And the fact that I'm from Atlanta, like I was really ready to hear Thug. Like Yard Fest was a lot. It was stressful. I almost lost my life. If you want a story time on that, I can do that for you, because me and my Zebe were not having it. But it was like, it was chaotic, but it was chaotic fun. And that's why I loved it. So even though, like, you know, we had a little downfalls here or there, I overall think that Howard Homecoming is amazing. And I cannot wait for all of you guys to get to experience it. And I hope that sometime soon, you know, this coronavirus virus will go back in the house and we can figure it out and get you guys back to experiencing some of the beautiful things that Howard has to offer social-wise. Next question, where do you go to find the best food? Okay, so if you like talking about on campus, like not spending any money, Jasmine's is a really good option. Punch Out is it's an okay option, and then the C-Store. So there's 2 C-Stores. One is connected to Annex, which is right by CHN and Quad, and then there's another one that's connected to Blackburn and that's connected to the CAF inside of Blackburn, and that one's on the Yard. So those are where you can find like chips and like drinks and things like that, like ramen and things like that. And then Jasmine's is like, it's a cafe, so it has like muffins and danishes and smoothies and things like that. If you're looking for like actual food on campus, then Punch Out really is hit or miss, honestly. And the line at Wow, which is like where you can get like chicken tenders and wings and burgers, that line be OD. And then they have pasta and they have pizza and like paninis and salads, and then they have the Halal Shack. So like there's a lot of options. But if you're talking about like not spending like actual money, then you can go to like Punch Out, the C-Store, or Jasmine's. If you're trying to spend money, then DoorDash is gonna be your best friend. Unless you're trying to like walk places, then you have like Half Smoke, or I've been to Kava. Kava's actually pretty good. Kava's on Georgia Ave, and then you have like McDonald's and the Grill. We have this breakfast food truck. This breakfast food truck is so good. And what's called Diversified mozzarella sticks. Bro, after a long night of partying and coming back to your room and going to Diversified to get some mozzarella sticks is a whole nother world. I don't even need to talk about anything else. Diversified, that's it. Next question. How often do y'all pop out? Great question. So Howard is a fashion school. I don't care what nobody says. Howard is a fashion school. You cannot leave a room looking like any and everything. Howard is fashion school. Now, with that being said, I'm not saying you need to bring every single pop outfit that you own to Howard, because 90% of the time you're not going to wear it and you're going to end up buying something for like whatever we have to do. So bring, you know, 2 or 3 pop outfits and then go shopping for the rest. Honestly, it really just depends on the kind of person you are. Like, some people really be stepping every day, like even their chill fits be dripped out. And then there's some people who really just kind of wear like slight flexes every day. And then there are people who really just be coming crazy. And I'm not talking about the good kind of crazy. Like, personally, I was really going for that t-shirt, biker shorts, and sneakers type fit Monday through Friday, and then I would really wear my fits to parties on the weekends. So like I didn't even really wear makeup for real, like Monday through Thursday, and then Friday and Saturday is where like I would wear makeup, I would put on fits and things like that. When we have events on campus, y'all need to come ready to step. Period. When we have like fashion show, the step show, if we have any type of performance, like y'all need to come dripped out. I'm not saying y'all need to have on heels, but y'all need to come fitted up. The next question is, what made you choose Howard? Howard is a beautiful, like, just the love that you experience at Howard is really like something that I don't feel like you get at any other university. Going from being home to like with your family to being at a whole like different university and usually in a different state all by yourself can really be overwhelming at times. But at Howard, it really feels like it's a whole family. Like nobody's really going through it by themselves, and I really appreciate that. And it makes the whole process a lot easier. I also just wanted to be a part of something bigger than myself, and I feel like that's what Howard is. Howard has taught me that I don't want to be complacent in society, and that I want to continue to push myself to be the best version of myself and to aspire to reach my biggest aspirations in life. And I really appreciate that and feel like I wouldn't have got that anywhere else. So yeah, that's kind of like why I chose Howard. The next question is, what's the best advice someone gave you as an incoming freshman? The best advice somebody gave me as an incoming freshman is to be myself. Don't get easily influenced by what somebody else is doing or how somebody else is acting, and allow that to dictate who you are. So if you're trying to prove that you're somebody that you're not, people can read through that. Like that phony stuff, leave it at home. Like, be the best version of yourself. And I'm not saying like continue to be like who you are and don't grow as a person. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying don't try and completely change your personality to fit whatever you think is acceptable on Howard's campus, because Howard accepts everybody for who they are.
But don't get crazy.
The next question is, what's the Howard Runaround? The Howard Runaround, I feel like that's like a rite of passage on campus. Like if you haven't had the Howard Runaround, then are you even really a Howard student? I don't know. Basically, the Howard Runaround is they just like to play around. Okay. You know what? Let me give you an example. If I'm at the bursar's office because I have some type of question and I sit in line for hours, and then I get to the front of the line, I go and talk to, you know, a representative, and they're like, oh, you're on the wrong line. Go to the financial aid office. So then I go to the financial aid office and I'm waiting in there for however long. Then I go to the financial aid representative and they're like, oh, bursar's office should have answered that. And then send you back to the bursar's office. So now you're sitting here for hours going around trying to get an answer to a very simple question because nobody seems to know what they're doing. And that's just when you're on campus. When you're off campus, it's even worse because they don't even be picking up the phone. Like, they don't want to answer. They don't want to answer your questions. And so it's really hard to stay on top of like deadlines, because Howard is really a stickler for deadlines. Like, you need to get this done at this time. But if you're trying to make the effort to get things done in time, they're not trying to help you. If you have a deadline that's due in a week, I say try and get it done like 2 weeks or 3 weeks, or try to like get on top of it at least 2 to 3 weeks before it's due. Because if you try to wait that last week to get it done, Howard is not going to get it done for you. So I definitely recommend like staying on top of your things. It's like extremely important. Was it intimidating when you first touched campus? Honestly, for me, it wasn't. I also think that it wasn't because of like the group chats, and like I said, like those group me's and those iMessage chats that, you know, like HU24 tries to invade sometimes. Those are really good for, you know, building those bonds with your class before you hit campus. And even if those relationships do not like blossom into lifelong friendships, they're still kind of like a building spot for you and like a stepping stone. So it allows you to kind of like, it allows you to get your footing on campus so you're not overwhelmed. And then once you like take on campus and feel a little bit more comfortable, then you can kind of like branch out and find those other friend groups. So yeah, it wasn't intimidating for me because I was in those group chats. So if you're not in those group chats, then I suggest you get in those group chats. All right, my family is being extremely disrespectful right now downstairs. So if you hear them, sorry. What do you want?
My shoe's mad at me. I'm looking for my AirPods.
Take mine and get out. Anyways, another question is there a key for the building names like LKD and CMB? Okay, so I think he meant CHB, that's the chem building, and then LKD is Lock Hall. As a co-op major and a bio major, I'm a STEM major, LKD and CHB are kind of like my best friends. So yeah, the longer you stay on campus, the easier it is for you to like remember the acronyms. Honestly, you don't even need to remember them if you don't have any classes in there. So there's a little map that you can look at if you really don't know where you're going, but honestly, the longer you're there, you'll figure out where everything is, so you don't have to worry about the acronyms for real. Next question is, what's the difference between punch out and the dining halls? Okay, so with your meal plans, you're given swipes and dining dollars. Punch out is where you use your dining dollars, and then the dining halls is where you use your swipes. I had the 140 block, so I had 140 swipes for the semester and then 400 dining dollars. And those 400 dining dollars can be used at anywhere, like any of the food places that I mentioned earlier. So Jasmine's, Punch Out, the C-stores, like all of that. And then the swipes can only be used in Annex and Blackburn. The next question is, I didn't study in high school and maintain a great GPA. Can I use that tactic in college?
No.
And I'm gonna tell you why. I was a procrastinator in high school. I really didn't care about a lot of things. I didn't study freely. I waited until the night before to review the study guide a little bit, and then took the test, got an A, and moved on. Tried that tactic first semester of college, didn't work. Did I still get a 4.0? Yes. Did it almost kill me? Also yes. And I'm gonna tell you why. It's really widely known, like in college, professors are not they're not as hands-on as your teachers are in high school. They're not willing to give you guys, study guides, most of them. And so it's just a lot of material that you need to review and understand. And you're not able to kind of like focus in on exactly what you need to know. It can become a lot and overwhelming at times. So if you wait until last minute to study, it can really throw you. In college, this isn't, I'm just gonna, play my way through so I can get my high school diploma and move forward. This information is gonna help you if you're trying to go to graduate school or med school or law school. So you need to know this information. You don't need to be taking these classes to learn the information for the test and move forward. You need to know the information so that it can be in your brain and you can understand it, and then you can use it for like those standardized tests when you're taking the LSAT and the MCAT and all those things, because those are going to go into like your careers and what you want to do with your life. So if you don't know them now, then this is going to be a lot harder for you when you're studying in the future. So I suggest that you set yourself up and do your best in all your classes, and those are going to reflect in your grades, and it's also going to reflect in your retention for the future. Now, I'm not saying that you got to study and be the perfect student and completely change how you are, because there were some days where I just couldn't do it, and I was like, you know what, friend. Next question. Any tips for surviving freshman week? Yes. I answered this question in another video that I have, which I will put on the screen and link in the description below, which is my freshman week recap video. So I talked about like how our freshman week was, what we did, things we didn't like, things we did like, all those types of things. So if you need to know any more questions about freshman week, let me know. But a lot of those questions should be answered in that video. And yeah, that's it. That's the end of this video. So I answered everybody's questions that asked them. If you have any other questions or any other videos that you guys want me to record for you guys in regards to college or anything in general, let me know in the comments below or on Instagram or whenever. If you like this video, make sure that you like it, make sure that you comment and subscribe to my channel. Also turn on your bell notifications to be notified whenever I upload a new video. I'm really trying to stay on top of being consistent and uploading videos, but one, this is really hard. This is really difficult for me. I told you guys that I was going to try and be more consistent because we're in quarantine, so I'm still going to try and do that for you guys. Thank you for watching. Make sure you share this video so we can get the views up, we can get more subscribers, we can get all that. Love you always. Bye.
I won't let the last nigga from me up. Would you say that you can come and show me different?